Okay, raise your hand if you love speaking with insurance agents over the phone trying to resolve claim issues. My guess is none of you are raising your hands. It's miserable, right? Well, let me share a story about how one of these agents actually helped me to finally believe and have faith in myself. Hi, my name's Krista, and welcome to Thrive Daily, where I focus on sharing stories that can help busy moms solve their biggest challenges in the simplest of ways, because I'm all about easy. In this video, I'll share how a year-long battle with the insurance company helped me to trust in my instincts once and for all. By the end of the video, you'll walk away with 3 actionable steps that you can use right now today to help you better connect with your own intuition, especially when it comes to food and wellness. But before I get started, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt so defeated, feeling like you failed miserably, but then realized it wasn't your fault at all? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. So a few years ago, my husband switched jobs, and of course our insurance changed, and we had to get all new doctors, all new clinics, just kind of start over brand new. And that first year, we found new great doctors that I loved, and everything went super well. Well, in year 2, I noticed that my health bills were not being paid by the insurance company. So I called in to find out what was happening, and they explained that the health provider just needed to file it under a different code. Okay, sounds easy enough. So I called the clinic, explained the situation to them, and they said, sure, we'll take care of it and we'll get it resubmitted. Well, this was only the beginning of a year-long saga between my health provider and my health insurance. And every time I called in, they each told me different things. And they said that, oh, don't worry about it, we'll get it taken care of. Well, several months go by and I get a notice from the collections agency. And then I panicked because I was like, I thought this was going to be taken care of, but now I'm worried about a ding on my credit. Well, to make a very long story short, and this was at least a year after I had made that first phone call, I called in yet again and spoke with an agent and explained the situation. And they had all the notes right there on the computer. They had seen how many times I had called in and everything that we had been through. And someone finally said to me, oh my gosh, you've really been put through the ringer, haven't you? I can see that you've done everything right and you've just kind of been thrown under the bus. And I felt so validated, number one. And number two, I just broke down and cried. There was nothing else I could do. I was feeling so heard and seen in that moment. And I realized that she was right. None of this was my fault. But I was always pointing the blame back at me, feeling like, oh, I should have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I wish I would have done this differently. And then I wouldn't be in this mess, rather than recognizing that I hadn't done anything wrong. And I think this is something we do all the time as mothers. I think it's often in our nature to accept blame and to try to be better in every way that we can, which isn't a bad thing inherently. But sometimes it's just as important, if not more so, to recognize that we're doing the best that we can and we've done everything right, even amidst our follies and our mistakes. No one can expect us to be perfect, especially ourselves. That's just not fair and it's not right. So, how does this relate to food and eating? Well, I have discovered how vital it is to trust in our own bodies. There are so many voices out there telling us what foods to eat, what foods to avoid, what foods are good, what foods are bad, and it gets really overwhelming. And I'll admit, I've bought into and listened to these voices many times over. The only problem is the success never lasted, not once. It was only when I began listening to myself and tuned out all of the outside influences that I was able to finally lose weight and keep it off for the first time ever. And now I enjoy my food more than ever. I never go hungry. I eat when, how much, and whatever I want. I never feel the need to break any food rules because I don't have any. And the best part is, I always feel like I am in control. And I want to share with you 3 things you can start doing today that will help you start trusting in your gut more. And these 3 principles apply to regular mom life as well as to food and eating. Okay, number 1, quiet the noise. Let go of outside opinions, rules, restrictions, supposed tos, and should haves. And trust in your instincts. Trust that no one knows better than you what decisions are going to be best for your body and for your life. Okay, number 2, don't always assume that you're in the wrong, especially when things aren't going as planned. Just because things are going haywire, it doesn't mean that you've done something wrong. And it doesn't mean that you have anything to correct even. It's so vital to trust in your heart and know that there's no better source of truth, which is always there guiding you. Listen to your body, listen to your cravings, and trust that they are guiding you to health and to wellness. Okay, number 3, see life as your friend, not your enemy. Understand that despite how it feels, the world isn't actually always fighting against you and trying to make your life miserable. It's just not true. Life is always there, trying to show you a way, trying to guide you and steer you through life's storms and difficulties. And it's really our perspective that can transform how we handle those experiences. Despite the fact that it took over a year to get this issue resolved, it wasn't because they were trying to ruin my life. Most of them were actually really helpful. But I think that's mostly because I was willing to see them that way. Likewise, with food, when we see food as good and not bad, food will also meet us with positive benefits for our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Okay, so to recap, number 1, quiet the noise. Number 2, don't always assume you're in the wrong. And number 3, see life as supporting you, not hurting you. I hope this message has lifted you and helped you understand that everything you need to guide you as a mother and to guide you in health is right here inside you. Believe in you and trust in your gut. And if you'd like some extra guidance on how to truly let go of the noise and really learn how to hear, interpret, and trust in your own inner wisdom, I invite you to join a free masterclass, which explains what busy moms can do differently to successfully tune into themselves for answers. Feel free to register at the link in the description below. And if you know another mom who could use this message, please share it with her. And don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to be notified of future videos. You are enough, and your inner voice always knows the way. Trust it, and have an effortless day.